Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Lauren and I love to do DIY projects and I like to do them on a budget too. So this is kind of a part 2 of Dollar Tree DIY projects for the weekend. So I spent a whole bunch of money the other weekend on Dollar Tree items, and this is the second set of projects that I'm going to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I have in my bag from the Dollar Tree. So first up, I found these little paper lanterns. Now I bought them in like a peach color and I bought 2 of them, but I'm thinking I'm gonna actually stagger these and create a little mood lighting. And then to go with that, I got these tin foil sheets. Now I've never bought these ever, but I saw them at the Dollar Tree. It comes with 25 sheets. And I'm thinking maybe I can create like a metal effect over these lanterns. So we'll see how that goes. Then I went on the pet aisle. So they have these really fun, colorful dog rope toys. And what drew me in were these really fun tassels on the bottom, which are gorgeous. So I'm thinking, when I look at this, I'm thinking maybe I'll create some sort of fun hanging to hang from a doorknob. And if it's hanging from a door, you have to have a bell. So I bought some cat toys, which were right next to it. Comes in a set of 2, and there's bells inside. Then I also got one of these other dog toys. This one's more colorful. Has like these nice, fun, bright colors in it. I can create another one of these doorknob hangs out of this one too. And for another bell option besides the cat toys, they had these like garden decorations out right now, but it comes with like a little chain and then this louder, almost like cowbell. And then for my third and final project, I found these 2 little frames. They're wooden frames. I also bought for this project some letter stickers. These are gold metallic. And I bought a sheet of this white foam board. Well, what I think I'm going to do with these is I'm going to take inspiration from my aunt's house. She has a fun like sign with the family's name hanging in one of the hallways from a bracket. I think I'll make 2 signs today that can hang from the ceiling and that say bathroom or powder room so that people know where it is, I guess. Alright, so first project with the pet toy doorknob decorations, or whatever you want to call them. I did go ahead and bust open those cat toys outside with a hammer. I had to do it on cement. And these are super dinky. Do not buy them, not worth it. But luckily, I already had some bells. Yay! I think it's pretty much good to go like this. I'm just gonna glue some bells on it. It'll make it look a little less like a dog toy that way, maybe. I don't know. I don't have a dog, so this doesn't scream dog toy to me. There's that first doorknob tassel. So this one's definitely a lot longer, but look at all those fun colors in there. We added the bells to the knots and then these really fun tassels on the bottom. I think it's so fun. But then for this one, because it has this white stuff in the middle, it's kind of stiff. But you can see that the edge is starting to unravel already, and I feel like this is going to be a beautiful fringe if I just let it unravel underneath the knots. So I'm going to actually disassemble this one a little bit. So they're not messing around with these knots on these dog toys. I feel like dogs like chew these up in like 2 minutes. I think I'm going to cut this white stuff out right underneath the knot. Alright, there it goes. Yay! So I'm gonna take some of these layers of this white stuff out. We'll see. So I just kind of looped that end inside out on itself, and I'm gonna start kind of snaking it down. And then I'm gonna loosely unravel this. but maybe like this thickness is good, so about half. Peel this back over. So it's a little thinner now. I just wanted it thin enough so that it can hang on a doorknob and not be too stiff to not even bend on top of the doorknob, if that makes sense. So I think that looks about good. So now I'm going to peel back this other side and do the same thing. I can just peel this off and away. Peel this back down. So I'm folding this in half now, and I'm going to tie 2 knots. Pull enough of this end through so that we can make a tassel later. I'm just going to unravel this. So hot glue. Big old glob on this one knot. And then with this guy, so honestly, I'm just gonna twist this chain, get that out, latch this in to the fabric somewhere, and just close that up. Once again, so many fun, bright colors in this. I just love those fun colors, and the tassels on the bottom look amazing. And then this is more like the cowbell sound. I'm gonna move on to this bathroom sign project. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take the little hanging apparatus off the back and then bang out the background on these. But what I'll do next is I'm going to take my foam board. I'm going to take this small inner side of my square here, and I'm going to trace it twice onto this foam board. Alright, so now I have 2 squares. And what I'm going to do with these squares now is try to write out, I'm going to write out bathroom on one and then powder room on the other one. So whenever possible, I divide a word in half, and then I start from the middle of whatever page I'm working on and work out to either side with the word that I'm writing. So for like powder, I'm going to have the W and D right next to each other to start, and then work out to the side that way, so it's a little more centered. Alright, so I have my double-sided signs here. Now I had to get a little creative because I only had 2 sheets of stickers. I cut some of these extra O's from the lowercase G's and B's, and got basically all the letters that I needed, so that worked out okay. But what I'm going to try to do is push this somewhere in the center of this wooden frame. And you could make these signs just one-sided and hang it directly on your wall right above the door, but I want mine to kind of hang and swing so you can see it from both directions of the hall. Now this one side where the back of the picture originally was has a little indentation, but you know what? It looks nice and clean. It doesn't bother me. I don't think anyone's going to notice it when it's up near the ceiling. If that really bothered you though, I mean, you could always paint the frame black, and I think that it would hide that little extra lip a little bit. Alright, these guys are just about done. I can't believe how easy that was. Now all I'm going to do is get some little eye screws to screw into the top, and then some, you could either just hook in some eye hooks directly from your drywall ceiling, or you could use a wooden bracket of some sort and hang it from that. So they'll actually swing when they're done. Now with my wood frames, I'm going to take a couple of small little eye screws and I'm going to screw them directly into the top of my frame about 1 inch in from either side. Then when I hang this from the ceiling, I'm going to screw in the little eye hooks from the ceiling, but I want my frame to kind of hang down a little bit, so I'm going to add in about 5 little links of chain into each of my eye screws so that then it dangles a little farther from the ceiling when it hangs. Alright, so now I'm actually going to measure the distance between these and mark them on my ceiling above the bathroom door so that I can put in my little eye hooks into the ceiling, and then once these are screwed in I can actually hang these directly from the ceiling. It'll be pretty cool. Alright, so it was sweater weather yesterday, now today it's so hot it is sleeveless shirt weather. But for my lantern project, I already went ahead and spray painted some of these sheets of the tin foil. What's nice is that they come out in these nice flat sheets and they're tri-folded. And then now what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do long strips of this foil going down this lantern, but because of the sphere shape, I do have to take some measurements to know what size to have my strips be. And so all I did was I measured the circumference of the top of this lantern and it was about 9 inches. I'm guessing the bottom is similar. And then I measured at the widest point on this sphere shape and got around 24 inches wide for that. So then I also took a measurement going from the top to the bottom, and that was 9 inches too. Because the top of this is 9 inches going around, easy division tells me I could do 9 strips of this foil that are 1 inch wide at the top and bottom, and then gradually get to, 9 doesn't divide into 24, but I'm just gonna estimate around 3 inches. So I'm gonna make 9 strips that are 9 inches long that taper from 3 inches in the middle down to 1 inch on both the top and bottom. Okay, so I put my 3 stacks of foil right on top of each other, so now I have 9 sections. But then you have something like this as a shape. I'm gonna gently fold this in half again, the hot dog style. So now I'm gonna create little holes in it to look like that punch tin. And you could do this either with a nail if you want, or you could use hole punchers. So I actually have 2 sizes of hole punchers, a regular one and then a small one. But what I'm gonna do is just start to punch in a pattern of holes into this foil, and it's gonna go through all of those sheets so that they all match. So now I'm gonna cut the sides on my lines. So I'll have 9 sections that look like this. So the lantern has these little lines on it already from the paper seam, so I'm going to use that as a guide for this first one to get it in a good place. I'm going to start at the top here. Now I'm actually not going to glue these sides down because I want to have them kind of overlap each other. I'm just going to glue the top and the bottom. And it looks like I'm going to need actually 10 pieces to get all around instead of 9 because of the little bit of overlap. So start with 4 sheets of foil instead of 3. So then for this last piece, because I have each piece overlapping on one side, I'm going to gently kind of wedge it in place here. And then I'll glue it in place. I'm going to glue on these special embellishments to the top and bottom, this special tin ribbon. If you don't have this, you could use more of the tin foil. You could spray paint this a different color, whatever you want to do. This is pretty cheap though. I got it at Hobby Lobby. I didn't spend a lot of money on it, but I just had it left over, so I'm going to use it. I think it actually does look like that punch tin, so kind of fun. I think I'm going to take it a step further though and hang a little tassel from the bottom of it. I'll show you how to do that. So Dollar Tree also has this cotton twine that I picked up there, and it's a pretty decent size for only $1. And then what I have here is a little tassel template. It's just a square of cardboard with a slit cut towards the top, but leaving a little cardboard on the side. And then start wrapping this around. Alright, I went like 20 times around. Gonna cut this string off. And I'm gonna grab another piece of this, go through that slit at the top, and then we just tie a knot here. Cut these edges to match. Cut off this folded area on the bottom and tie another little knot. And then I'm just gonna hot glue this tassel to the bottom. And then we have this fun little lantern with a tassel. I'm gonna make another version of a similar lantern and I'll show you what they look like together. I just used an eye hook, screwed that into the ceiling, and then used the same twine that was from the Dollar Tree to stagger those lanterns at different lengths.